This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Wednesday, September the 7th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today morning news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the legal fraternity in Barbados has welcomed the proposed plea bargaining bill announced Tuesday by Chief Justice Sir Marston Gibson. Vice President of the Barbados Bar Association, Sean Lewis, told Barbados Today last night it has not yet seen the discussion bill, which the Chief Justice said was meant to help clear the rising backlog of cases in the High Court.
We have been asked to comment on pieces of legislation in the past, but that does not always happen. I wish that would happen more often. So we are certainly making the invitation know that, we would like to be consulted in relation to it. I appreciate that as a draft, a discussion stage, but once it gets to the stage that we can comment on it, we would hope to.
Family members of Acting Station Sergeant Glenville Allen have expressed hurt over swirling accusations of pedophilia and statutory rape that might have led to his death. Allen, a member of the Royal Barbados Police Force's Marine Unit, was discovered at his Foul Bay St. Philip home on Sunday with a fatal gunshot wound amid unconfirmed reports that he had taken his own life. A post-mortem is to be conducted on the late officer. Yesterday, as they sat on the step of their Providence Christchurch home, where Allen lived for many years and assisted in raising them, his nephews Dave and Ryan Allen said they were aware of their uncle being called a pedophile, but noted that the story out there is not true. Actually, it is far from the truth. Government's plans to transition to the Customs and Excise Department into the Barbados Revenue Authority is about to hit another major hurdle. The much-delayed process, which has been plagued by industrial action and disputes between customs officers and the new authority, appeared on the way to completion when acting head of the Civil Service, Sandra Welch, announced last week that the transition would be completed on October the 1st. However, the NUPW yesterday cast doubt on the transition by advising customs officers not to sign the option forms, which had been at the center of some of the fiercest rows between the union and the Revenue Collection Agency. In fact, Acting Assistant General Secretary Wayne Warren says the union has scheduled a meeting with the officers for tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at its headquarters on Dalkeith Road, St. Michael, to address all outstanding matters related to the transition.
The meeting will seek to update workers on the progress made on all matters relating to terms and conditions of service. There's also the outstanding issue of appointments. All the vacancies have not been filled, so we need to discuss that issue. There's still a number of matters to be addressed in terms of the qualifications and the job descriptions for customs. There are concerns about how they are worded, and we need to address that. We also need to have information on the organizational structure and a number of other matters. These are issues that the officers are insisting that it should be made available to them in order that they can make any informed decision on the way forward. So on Thursday, we will be providing the update, and we will determine the way forward after that meeting in terms of Customs and Excise Department.
It may be the start of a new school year, but the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, meanwhile, is stressing that some of the same old problems continue to plague education. And the union is calling its 440-strong membership to a meeting today to plan for the safety, professional development, and well-being of its members. One of the major concerns of teachers during the last academic year was that of violence in schools, including student-on-teacher violence. The 1 p.m. meeting takes place at Solidarity House. The state-run Barbados Water Authority is looking for a new general manager, but this does not mean the man currently holding the top post will lose his job, according to a senior official of the Water Authority. The BWA has advertised a number of posts, including that of General Manager, Director of Engineering, Director of Finance, and Internal Auditor, as it embarks on a major overhaul of its operational structure. However, Chairman Dr. Ackley Brathwaite told Barbados Today the agency was not considering sending home anyone, at least not in the short term.
If one would seek to do that, what perhaps you would do some reassignment, resigning personnel or what have you, but I don't think we're going down that street. You have to look at it in terms of the overall resource we have at our disposal, financial resources we have at our disposal, and the many projects that we have in hand, because there are a number of projects that the Water Authority is involved in implementing. We're still looking at, we have a lot of underground pipe still installed. We have a number of desalination plants to establish. And we require the right persons ready to manage those various plants and oversee them. So I don't see in the short run we getting rid of personnel.
In sports now, Glenn Maxwell blasted 145 not out of 65 balls in Pelakeli yesterday as Australia set a new T20 world record. Now, Australia scored 263 for 3 to beat Sri Lanka by 85 runs. That's bettering the previous highest total in T20s by Sri Lanka of 260 against Kenya in 2007 World T20 Championship. Australia's total is also the joint highest in all T20s, equaling the 263 for 5 scored by Royal Challengers Bangalore in IPL 2013.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We're back with news from the region now. The Prison Officers Association of Trinidad and Tobago is hoping the move to suspend its president was not politically motivated. The association says its attorneys will determine the next move following what members are calling an unfair suspension.
Prisons officers are standing by the man known for speaking up for them.
Sharon Richards continues to be the president of the Prison Officers Association.
Richards was suspended on Monday pending the outcome of an investigation into his licensed firearm going missing from his Sawa home back in March. Members of the Prisons Officers Association say there is no justification behind the suspension, and they claim Richards is being unfairly treated.
We have other instances of officers who have also lost their firearm, and may I say not in the same manner, and they have not found themselves at the end being suspended in the manner in which Mr. Richards was.
Describing Richards as a victim of a crime, the association calls the suspension a slap in the face, and members are now hoping for a fair investigation.
And on the international scene, Syrian government forces have been accused of dropping barrel bombs containing chlorine from helicopters on a suburb of Aleppo, injuring 80 people. Volunteer emergency workers say people suffered breathing difficulties after an attack on the Sokari area.
Civil defense volunteers were on the scene before the dust of the attack had settled. This was on the east side of Aleppo, held by rebels. The Syrian government controls the west side. Dozens were taken to a hospital to be treated for breathing difficulties. Local reports said the reason was that government forces had dropped bombs containing poisonous chlorine gas. There were similar reports and pictures from East Aleppo a month ago. The casualties were washed, decontaminated to get traces of chemicals off their bodies. Aleppo, Syria's biggest city before the war, is a key to controlling the country. Rebels and government forces in Aleppo have fought fiercely all summer. The Syrian government has always denied using chemical weapons.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.